Hey everybody. Yeah, you didn't think I wasn't going to talk about this. Oh, you guys don't know how long I've been grappling with making this video. You don't know how long I've been sitting, thinking to myself that I shouldn't do this one just so yet because the story, in a way, isn't over yet. It's not even close to being done. See, I don't even think of this as an epilogue because epilogues have finality. And the Homestuck epilogues don't. I mean, it's more of a continuation more than it is. It's more of a continuation more than it is like an epilogue, because epilogues are what's supposed to happen after the story to kind of tie everything up in a loose end. Oh, let me get to the main timeline before it splits into the meat timeline. Well, okay. So John, after a few years of not leaving his house because he's sad about his dead dad. Trust me, I can relate with that. And so, like, seriously, with John mourning the loss of his dad, I can relate with not going to a lot of places. I can relate. But he gets a call from Rosalon, and folks, before I really start getting in, if you haven't read Homestuck, this is gonna be fucking confusing. I don't want to get a whole bunch of comments where people go, "I don't know what Homestuck is." Well, why did you click on this video? If you clicked on this video because you liked me, yeah, but you're not gonna get this. I mean, I appreciate if you just clicked on this if you liked me or anything, but read Homestuck. It's gonna take you a long ass time. Uh, just keep this video in your back pocket. So when you want to actually watch it, and hear what I gotta say, then read the epilogue and then just come back to this. Yeah, I know, I'm asking you for a lot, but dudes. If you know what Homestuck is and you haven't read the comic, why are you even here? Okay, but let me explain. Okay, so Rose calls John and tells him about the canon and how everything's not really in continuity. Everything in Homestuck is still continuity. But I'm gonna explain this as simply as I can. But when they got out of this and started their new universe, everything became sort of non-canon. Certain things are canon and certain things aren't. And and it also means that every fan fiction we have, hell, even 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 my little Chaos Bent storyline, is actually canon with Homestuck. Weird, right? But let me continue. So the thing is, Rose wants John to fix the canon so everything can be back to normal and like full on canon. Rose, Rose has basically been having a bunch of migraines and headaches because of her seer powers. They don't really tell you. They don't really tell you this until you read a little bit more. But it's basically stated: characters who've attained God tier, their body deteriorates. Their body deteriorates over time. So yeah, and this is gonna be a long review. So guys, sit down, get yourself some soda, whatever alcoholic beverage you need, because trust me, you're gonna need all your alcohol for this, especially if you're a Homestuck fan, because truth be told, Bugsy noname don't really, unlike my little creative counterpart, I don't drink. But damn it, did I want to after reading this. Like, y'all don't even understand. I don't even, like, me, the actual me, doesn't drink. so doesn't like drink alcohol, but like I wanted to during this. That's how bad it was. I was gonna, in my mind, I wanted to drink like a Lalonde. If you don't get that reference, again, why are you here? But basically Rose, basically sends John on his way, saying that yeah, we can't like we the us you know now, you can't use us because our powers have just we become irrelevant now. But they want John to do it because of his retcon powers, and basically, you know, so he basically goes to he basically she basically tells him, you know, you're gonna have to get previous versions of us throughout our adventure through a point in our adventure, and it should be enough to kill Lord English because killing Lord English will set the set it well set the we'll set their little timeline the right path. Okay, now I'm gonna lay this out for you guys. Now I'm a guy who wanted John and Roxy together. I mean, it's pretty much apparent in my continuity. I'm the I'm a guy that wanted Friska and John together. I think I said John and Roxy, but it's pretty apparent though that I wanted that's in my continuity. But we got John and Roxy and Calliope basically going on a picnic because after Rose gives John this pretty serious mission that means he's gonna have to go back and do all the stuff he needs to do. He's gonna he gets a call from Roxy and he hasn't seen Roxy in like years ever since they basically won the game. So Roxy kind of wants John to, and yeah, I'm gonna have to talk about the candy timeline. Am I? Oh shit! Oh, oh god! I think we're gonna split this into parts because I can't talk about the candy timeline. Also, okay, 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 basically, Roxy and Calliope basically tell John, hey, well, Calliope's like, it's your choice if you want to go and do this mission, or you could stay here. It's your choice. So, okay. So John gets a choice. Well, we get a choice for the people who are reading it. We choose meat or candy. Now, if we choose meat, that's more important. Now, in a way, it's more important to the story. Now, candy is just all the fluff. All the fluff that we all want, but with no true substance. Also, Jade has dog dick, but I'm getting ahead of myself. In both timelines, we have Dave and Hardcat wanting to be a thing, but kind of not being a thing. Only in the meat timeline did they become a thing, which basically. Now look, I'm not a dude who ships two dudes together, but even when when the focus was on them for like a chapter or a page, I was like, Cardcat, Dave, you freaking idiots, just freaking do it already. God dang. Like, dude, I ain't never seen two people who wanted to bang each other more than you two. Shit. I was straight up annoyed. Like, and also we got Dave's little talk about Obama. Like, okay, like freaking Dave was literally just on and 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 fucking on and on and on about Obama. I'm cutting out a lot of stuff because there's a lot of stuff in this epilogue, and we ain't even at the real meat of the epilogue. But yeah. In both timelines, Jade wants to bang them both, and so and I was like, oh well, they want to try and do kind of a polygamist, polyamorous kind of thing. Okay, I'm cool with that. But then, in the Candy timeline, I found out Jade has a dog penis, and I was like, and she's had this since she became God tier, and I'm like, why? 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 No, guys. You don't know how long that has fucked me up inside. Just knowing that information. I was like, when Thanos was like, "You're not the only one cursed with knowledge." I felt like that for like a good solid 3 weeks. I am not fucking kidding. Like that, I don't know why. I mean, I know why it kind of shocks me a bit. I mean, like, don't think I'm transphobic, guys, but it's more like, why is that a thing? Why did you make that into a thing? Why is it a thing that we need to talk about or needs to be implied? Ugh, but yeah, but yeah, pretty much in the meat timeline, Cardcat and Dave become a thing. In the Candy timeline, Cardcat basically, because Jane is a xenophobe of trolls, and yeah, I felt Candy race vibe going on with that. Also, I felt that. I don't know if anybody else did, but so yeah, I saw one of the most nicest characters basically turn into the Condescendant in one timeline and just a racist in the other. And it was just, oh my god. In the Candy timeline, freaking, it's basically implied that her and Jake fucked in trickster mode. Like, I am not kidding. It's implied that happened. I don't know how I feel about that, really. I mean, let's be real. Jake is bi, but let's be real. He likes Dirk, not, like, dude chose a long time ago that he liked dudes instead of chicks. More of a dude lean than chick lean. But I really just feel like he only saw Jade as a friend, and the fact that she was like just so down on herself and so sad, I think Jake threw her a bone. I forget if this happens in both timelines, but I know it happened in the Candy timeline. But yeah, so basically Dave and Carcat actually run for president in one timeline. And the second timeline, second timeline, if I remember correctly, Jane basically wins, and then in the meat timeline, she basically drops out. Now, again, the Candy timeline's a lot worse because she straight up turns into the Condescendant. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. She becomes the goddamn Condescendant. The other one, she just becomes a racist. And let me talk about the Candy timeline because I'm doing it this way. So, John Lynch scans the other fridge, and he starts having kind of a relationship with both, well, having a kismicitude with Jane and Jake. and they have a little baby troll Tavros, and it's so fucking weird. Because think about it, Bugsy is like hanging out with this little troll Tavros that probably reminds him of him being, him being kind of in love with Tavros. And it's just weird when I think about it. It's so fucking weird. It's so fucking weird. I don't even think I'll put my regular intro and outro for this because this is gonna be long and it's gonna take forever to render. But I'm trying to sum it up as fast as I can so I don't dwell on too many things that I remember from it. Dirk in the Candy timeline, he offs himself. Because hold up, everybody. Okay, Dirk offs himself in the Candy timeline because he wants to get away of the non-canonicity of the route. But the other Dirk somehow combines with the ultimate self, which is like the ultimate version of himself. It's the ultimate version of himself, and he combines with all the doomed versions of themselves, and even the and even Bro Dirk from the original timeline. And yeah, it goes about as well as you think because he's actually the author. And then we got Dead Tier Calliope trying to stop him, and he's just like, you know what? I don't mind that I'm. He's like, I don't mind that I'm the villain. I know that one day. It's like I know one day I'm gonna have to be stopped, and I'm not gonna like put up. I'm not gonna put up a fight when that day happens. I'm just gonna let it happen. Dirk, while John is on his adventure, stopping Lord English, and I'm gonna get to that in a minute. Freaking Dirk basically helps Rose to feel a little bit better, to get her to get her to do the same thing he did. So he's just trying to help her out, and then it's just because he does help her out. I don't know. It's because he's using her for something. Because I would say Dirk is partially doing this out of the goodness of his heart, but the other half needs her for something. Because he has not only the other parts of himself, but he does have probably a little parts of Doc Scratch, via Broderick, which is what I'm calling the one from the original timeline. Before we got all wiggly and wobbly, a whole bunch of stuff. Though he does nudge Dave in the right direction to finally get with Carcat, which I guess is a nice thing he wanted to do, because part of him, because even though he's an evil dick, part of him is still Dirk. Like the Dirk we know is still in there. But yeah. But basically, he helps Rose, and then when Kanaya actually goes up and tries to really understand what's going on with Dirk and Rose, Dirk basically uses his power of a narrator to kind of sway things in his favor. That's the only way I can describe it to you guys, because that's what I believe happened. Because when Kanaya got the medicine for Jade, and Jay was like, "We gotta stop Dirk. Dirk Strider must be stopped." She's like, "Dirk Strider must be stopped." And like, Kanaya was like, "Why did I let freaking Dirk take my wife. And she just started flipping out. I was like, yeah, that's the Kanaya I know. That's the Kanaya I know that freaking cut Aridin in half. I'm sorry I'm like jumping around, folks, but there's a lot to cover, and I need to just try and do the best I can here. There is a lot to cover in this. I'm just touching on the basic points here. In the Candy timeline, Rose and Kanaya in that timeline, they have the clone Friska be their daughter, and Roxy and John have a kid named Harry Anderson. I mean, I get the joke. I get the actual joke in the name. I get it. Don't think I don't, but he doesn't get to be called Egbert. Like, it can't be Harry Anderson Egbert. Or maybe that's what it is. But basically, that version of Friska gets with John's son. That probably looks exactly like him, because I feel like Hussey would literally just do that as a big old troll if we actually saw how Harry Anderson looks like. But basically, yeah, they get into a war with Jane. The version of Jade basically dies while John's fighting with Lord English. Gonna get to that. And they like bury her and a whole bunch of stuff. When Candy Dirk killed himself, offed himself. Shit. I'm not gonna get monetized for this thing, am I? Not like I was getting monetized to begin with, but I gotta watch that because when I do get monetized, I gotta watch that. But basically, when Dirk is put to rest, Roxy's like, John, let's have babies and stuff like that. She's kind of working out through her own stuff, I can tell you, but I feel like you guys got to read that part, because I'm not touching on that. I have no experience in that sort of thing. I can just tell you she had her own things to work out. And it's explained if you look at both parts. But basically, yeah. But yeah, mostly in the Candy timeline, Dirk is basically pulling the strings, but I'm not going to tell you. We're going to get into the point of when he pulls the strings. Okay. So, but to John's mission, the whole thing is that he was going to wait until the house juju gets unloaded, which everybody got stuck in. Everybody basically got stuck in, right? And basically, when they all unloaded, they're ready to fight. There was a whole bunch of Johns at first, from different points of homestuck. That was fun for like 5 minutes, and then they got stuck in the juju, and then they were getting ready to fight Lord English with Friska's ghost army. Tavros died for the final and last time. And, John was fighting Friska. Fighting Lord English. And Lord English freaking ate all of John's hammers. Like, all of them. I think even Zillihu, if I remember correctly. Wait a minute, I think someone else says Zillihu, I forget. But basically, there were, I'm only being I'm not telling you the whole thing because I want you guys to read it for yourselves and really come to your own conclusion. I'm just hitting the finer points. But Dave Petta Squared is the one that actually finishes Blood English, and also saves John from after Lord English is like biting down on John, and basically John John after a minute he sees Ned Penner kills Lord English, or we think she did. She I don't know. I don't know what Dave Penner is. After Dave Penner basically beats Lord English by them both going into the portal. John's just kind of bleeding out and dealing with the pain of almost basically basically having that gold tooth lodged in the John's wound, which is poisoning him too. Don't know how that's working, but it is. But Terezi comes back, and Terezi actually comes back, eats, like, seriously just helps John with the wound, and actually eats some of John's shaving cream, which actually I don't even understand how that happened, but that happened. So, as John's getting his wound treated by Terezi, Terezi, like, John wants to kiss Terezi. And I'm like, this came out of fucking nowhere. Like, I'm sitting here just reading it. I'm like, John, really? First, you are bemoaning how you didn't spend enough time with Roxy. You were bemoaning how you didn't spend enough time with Roxy and mourning your dad. Now you want to just kiss Terezi? What the fuck? But Terezi, like, bites his lip. And I don't know, they just had a moment for a minute. John technically doesn't make it through his wounds, but he does get he dies in capture logs, and Terezi doesn't tell anybody that John is dead, which I'm really kind of sad about, because it looks like John's gonna die for the final time. It looks like that, but Andrew Hussey, in all his profound wisdom, he's probably gonna bring him back. He might. I don't know at this point. At this point, I don't know. But yeah, back in the Candy timeline, in the Candy timeline, John is just hating the fact that he didn't make the right choice by fighting Lord English. He starts to forget the right choice he should have made, and it really starts to fuck with Roxy and his marriage, to the point where she basically leaves him. Well, Jake and little Tavros basically live with Roxy after Jane's like just treatment of Jake. A whole bunch of stuff happens. Carcat's like, and Carcat was dealing with the fact that Gamzee and the others are there, and he was just sick of everybody's shit. So he decides to basically have his troll resistance against Jane, because at that point she had her own battleships. She was wearing like a red power suit. looking straight up like the contest, from what I saw, from what I read. But I would say the biggest like final straw to Carcat was like Gamzee. Dealing with the fact that, dealing with Gamzee, because Gamzee, again, my Gamzee is the Gamzee I create, the Gamzee that I put into my continuity is very different. But the Gamzee that's in the Candy timeline, he's wanting redemption. But Gamzee is just like, I'm just motherfucking trying to enjoy this natural time. It's like I saw the light, my brother. And Carcat was like, Gamzee, you don't even understand the nightmares and everything I had to go through. And you can just smile like it's okay and stuff. And you're sleeping with the enemy, so you're fucking dead to me, clown. So, yeah. Like, Dave was trying to stop him from going, but basically couldn't. He basically pushed him out of the way, and that's why he started his little resistance against Jane. Later after that, in the Candy timeline, Jade and Dave get married. Again, though, I want to say still she has that dog penis. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. The whole thing is, but the whole thing with Jane, why Cardcat really doesn't like Jane is the fact that she is xenophobic and literally, honestly, is trying to regulate troll reproduction. Some of the trolls don't want that. They don't want their breeding to be regulated and stuff like that. But that's one of the reasons. But yeah. But I gotta admit though. So, but before Terezi actually comes, Mina actually takes John's life ring, and right now that I think about it, where the fuck is Mina? No. I want to know. I want to fucking know where the did Mina go off to, because it's not the Candy timeline. It's not the Me timeline. Where did she go? Because all we know is that she went through a thing, and that's and John's just there bleeding and shit, and she's alive again. Stuff like that. And Friska, the Friska that matters, I think died. So yeah, there's that. There's just so many things, and again, there's just so many things in the Homestuck epilogues that I could talk about, but I really just want to keep it brief, so then you guys can actually read it for yourselves. But basically, it's revealed that Dirk has been controlling the story, and basically he can go back and forth every which way he wants, and blah blah blah. And then we get to him just monologuing about why he's doing what he's doing and all this stuff, and basically berating us for reading because we're the ones that are like invading everybody's privacy and blah 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 blah. His double standard logic. Stuff like that. I actually thought, like, at first it was Hussey, but no, then I read it and it was like, nah, this is Dirk reading. This is Dirk doing this. So yeah, Dirk's the villain now too, and it's just, I'm more, I was actually more surprised when I first read it, but when you start to really think about it, where else could this have gone? Like, I'm talking to all the Homestuck fans in the house. Where do you think this could have gone if Dirk wasn't the main baddie? Because when you think about it, everything got started again because there were stakes. There's stuff to lose. There's an actual reason that's going on, and I think Dirk wants to keep it going because in a way he wants to still exist in a way. But yeah, so yeah, but it's all the doomed versions of Dirk wanting to exist. It's autoresponder just being kind of a dick. It's Bro Dirk being a dick. It's all these different versions of himself. It's all these different versions of himself. And it's not at war with themselves. That's why when you read some of Dirk's shit, he's kind of conflicted on what he wants to really do. He's certain of what he wants to do, but at the same time, he's kind of conflicted. Also, I gotta admit, the stuff between him and Jake was pretty sad. Because Jake really wanted to just be with him, and it was just kind of sad because, you know, Dirk's already far gone. So it was sad, guys. You guys got to read that shit. Like, if you were Dirk and Jake Shipper, it's gonna probably make you cry. Probably. It's just, and oh yeah, but let's get to the final part. Dave joins the resistance and basically meets with Obama's ghost. And I was like, and this is in the Candy timeline, and I was just sitting there going, what? Okay, what? What? Because, you know, Dave started talking about how Obama Obama was God tier. Obama had his own like secret spurb session before everybody went to the medium, and that a version of Dirk met Obama, and he taught him love, life, and combat. And Dave was like, love, and I was like, oh, did Dirk literally, oh. Oh, and I was just sitting there, just reeling from what I just read. Like, did Dirk fuck Obama? Did Obama fuck Dirk? But like, what happened? What fucking happened? I want to know a little bit more about that. We're bouncing around two different timelines. I want to know what the fuck happened. Like, what the fuck with Obama and Dirk? I mean, I don't want to know the bare specifics of it, but shit. What the hell? I want to know about Obama's freaking private single sperm session. That's what I want to fucking know. But basically, and is it like how some of us can play like the overseer project, and we can be our server and client player at the same time? Like, is it a little bit like that? Just so many questions, and basically, you know, Obama, or the astral projection ghost of Obama, actually literally tells Dave why he's there, what's going on, and basically Dave asks him a bunch of personal questions about his sexuality, a whole bunch of stuff, and basically says, you know, you're gonna have to serve your country. You have to serve your country, Dave, and you're gonna have to protect everybody in the whole of reality. But your regular body will deteriorate because a normal person's body with God tier will deteriorate over time. We can't be having that. So I'm gonna make. So then, you know, he takes him down to this robot body, and he basically said, you know, Dave basically says yes. Basically, fuck my wife in the alien I want to bang. I'm just gonna go fucking save the world. Which I thought was pretty awesome. It was weird as hell, but I was like, oh shit, this is what I miss. This is the homestuck shit I miss. Just the weird, wacky shit that makes sense. And even though it's insane, it's weird and it's insane, it's still fucking homestuck. It's what made me just go, It's the thing that made me go, maybe the Candy timeline isn't so bad after all. But basically, and then we get a Radia, and Radia basically leads freaking Solix in the Candy timeline, which I feel like is way fucking worse. I mean, y'all can't even interject him into the Meat timeline. Calliope, Dev tier Calliope basically tries to get everybody to go where they need to go. Well, kinda. in a kind of nudging way. Both Dirk and Dead Tier Calliope are fighting for control. And yeah. Yeah. The Jade that died, freaking Dead Tier Calliope is using, I think, using that Jade as a vessel. So, there's that. So, they take a ship from Dirk. Rose is a robot. Rose has a robot body now. And basically, Dirk's whole entire plan is to get another civilization to please Spurb, so the whole process can start over again, and he can have a story to tell, so he can just keep this going for as long as he can. And I may have skipped a few things, but that is the Homestuck. That is the Homestuck epilogue, and boy howdy, is it fucking long. And I just skimmed over a few things because, again, guys, I want you to read it for yourselves, but I did talk about a lot of stuff. I personally don't think we're gonna see we're not gonna see a conclusion. We're not gonna see a conclusion to this either until next year, when the good old 413 happens again, or we're not gonna see it until High Swap and Hot Switch are done. And then I keep thinking that they're dropping hints for a Homestuck anime. So who even knows at this point? I don't know where this I don't even know where this is going anymore. I'm just recalling all the stuff and just telling you guys and just telling you everything you need to know. I'm saying, guys, watch this. I mean, read the Homestuck epilogues for yourself. It's very big, very involved. It gets kind of weird. It gets kind of weird and stupid. But part of me, and I was talking to my buddy Shin about this. I was sitting there talking to him, and he was like, just because it's bad doesn't mean that it's good. But I'm like, I feel like it was done on purpose because I feel like Huzzy's like, you want closure? I'll give you closure. Because the closure that we actually did have, it wasn't the epilogue, it was the credits. Sure, open-ended, but the characters, for the most part, were happy and they were enjoying their lives, other than John. We got our closure, but the epilogue was just something for more things to happen. But now the epilogues are here. Our characters that we love so much don't get closure. They don't get time to rest. There's more stuff going on. And I feel like that was done intentionally. Not because I think Huzzy's a sick motherfucker that wants to kill off characters and gets a jolly from doing it. But it was done on purpose to probably, it was done on purpose to continue the story, one. And probably to also show us that, yeah, you guys want closure, you guys had closure. Now you got this. Boom. And remember, this is only just 2 timelines of what could have happened. Because all of our fanfic, guys, every last single fanfic that we have is now canon. Everything is canon now. So we probably have a few fanfics of our characters living the life that they should and enjoying their lives. Far away from the meat and candy timelines. And to me, I think that's enough. I'm not going to forget that these epilogues even exist. Because unlike J.K. Rowling, which is just doing all this shit to do all this shit, I feel like Huzzy has a point. I feel like there's a point that Huzzy is trying to make here. And I just think that he's trying to tell us that closure doesn't exist, guys. You can never really truly get closure. You can only have the illusion of having closure, but you can never really truly get it. And even when you get it, you're not really going to be satisfied about it. There's no real way that you'll actually be satisfied with what you're given. I think that's what the epilogues are all about. The fact that we get a semi bit of closure, but it's not what we actually want. Showing us that even if we get closure, we're not really gonna like what we get. But that's just me. What do you guys think? Tell me down in the comments below. This is Bugsy signing off, and thank God I finally finished the Homestuck epilogues. Oh my God, hallelujah. It's finally done. Now, if you excuse me, I got some stuff to write. Peace, everybody. I'm finally done with this until we get a conclusion, which probably won't be for a while. Peace. And Andrew Hussey, sir, if you're watching this, I doubt that you are, but sir, you got me intrigued. Even though this was a very, very painful and depressing ride, you got me intrigued again. So I want to see how far this little rabbit hole that you've created, how far is it gonna go? I want to know that. Peace, everybody. I'm Bugsy, and I'm signing off. I'm Bugsy No Name, and I'm signing off. Peace.